We're just 1 week away from a solar show. It'll make its North American debut on the Oregon coast. We're live with what you need to know when the sun is eclipsed by the moon. Plus,
I mean, this car just plowed into an enormous crowd of people.
Hate and violence, what we've learned overnight about what happened in Virginia and what we expect to happen today.
And fire season in full swing. Who's headed to the lines today to battle several big blazes?
KOIN 6 News This Morning starts right now.
And a good Monday morning to you. Welcome to the 6 a.m. hour of KOIN 6 News This Morning. You are looking live at Mount Hood Meadows and Mount Hood. Very green up there, but there is some sun coming through. We'll have more about that coming up in just a second. I'm Ken Boddy.
And I'm Trevor Alt in for Jenny Hansen. We, of course, want to start with your weather and your traffic. Going to begin with Joseph Dames, who, even though we saw some rain this weekend, Joseph, when you're forecasting the morning show, we have not seen any rain at all. Is that going to continue today?
Yes, that's going to continue today. Yes, way to put me on the spot. We're going to have some clouds this morning, but no rain in the forecast. We had a little splash yesterday. I was out there trying to get video of it. I'm like, oh man, we haven't seen rain in so long. That 57-day stretch of dry conditions came to an end officially yesterday. It's 54 this morning in Portland, 53 for Kelso. Clouds along the Columbia River. We have 51 for Astoria and 46 right now for Tillamook. 40s to 50s along the coast. By the way, here we go. Lincoln City at 55 and Pacific City right around 51 degrees. So slightly cooler if you're waking up along the coast today. It might feel actually a little chilly out there too. 57 for Hood River and Crown Point at 53 degrees. This afternoon we're warming up to the mid 70s. It's going to be a really comfortable afternoon. We have a superb forecast really. Some clouds might build this morning, so I expect to actually get a little more cloudy, but then some sunshine this afternoon, topping off right around 76 degrees, anywhere from about 3 to 6 o'clock. So enjoy the outdoor weather because it's going to be really nice all week. I'll let you know if we're going to see those rain chances enter the forecast again coming up in just a couple minutes. Carly?
If you have plans to ride the MAX this morning, just expect delays, and that's because of an earlier crash on Burnside. And that crash cleared a while ago, but it delayed things, and so they're still, TriMet is still dealing with some slowing and some delays there on the MAX lines. Take a look at this. I-5 southbound backed up, and that's because of rush hour. So I-5 at Mill Plain, you can see the delay southbound. It's a 12-minute drive from SR 500 to the Fremont Bridge. We're now seeing a little bit of slowing around the Gateway District on I-84, so 6 minutes westbound, 6 minutes on 26 eastbound in from 217. But all clear right now on I-205 southbound through Oregon City, 11 minutes, 8 minutes on 217 southbound, and 15 for the drive from Wilsonville to downtown.
Thank you very much, Carly. 6:01 right now. We have got our eye on the eclipse this morning. The historic event in the sky just a week away now.
And it's certainly going to be beautiful, this rare event, but it's also going to cause a lot of headaches, especially in the path of totality. So our Brent Weisberg is live this morning to get us all ready. Brent, what do we need to know?
Hey, good morning. One of the biggest headaches is going to be your commute trying to find this path of the total eclipse and the totality. This is what I-5 looks like right now here in Southwest Portland. In a week, this could look much different. In fact, ODOT says one of the worst traffic jams could be upon us during the eclipse. That is why officials are telling people to be prepared. Spend up to as much as 6 hours or more in your car because of the solar eclipse. In addition to the major traffic mess, the Portland Office of Emergency Management is telling us that the eclipse will put years of training to the test. ODOT is also telling us that they are going to have extra hands-on crew, along with police and paramedics throughout key locations in the state to respond to traffic emergencies. Also, search and rescue crews are gearing up for a worst-case scenario. An estimated 1 million extra people are expected to flock to Oregon. Many of those people will be heading out into Oregon's wilderness for a prime viewing spot, and the fear is that those people will be hiking and could potentially become lost or injured. Mountain Wave search and rescue officials tell us that they are going to be all hands on deck from Friday until next Tuesday. ODOT is telling folks that if you are going to be driving during the eclipse, either going to it or from, you should make sure that you are well prepared to have extra food, water, and trash cans in the event that you have to use the bathroom. They also say expect help to come to you. It could be very delayed because of all the traffic nightmares. Back to you.
All right, there's going to be a big run on bathroom buckets, I'm sure. Thanks a lot, Brent. Well, the Nina Springs fire, it's still a big concern for crews this morning after it grew larger over the weekend. Fire bosses say light rain and cooler temperatures help slow the progress, though. At last check, the blaze in the Warm Springs Reservation was about 25% contained. It has burned nearly 63 square miles since it broke out last Tuesday. The fire pushed east on Saturday and reached the Deschutes River, but fire crews are working to prevent it from crossing the river.
125 Oregon National Guard members are being activated today to help fight the state's wildfires. Governor Kate Brown says a combination of wildfires and preparation for next Monday's solar eclipse requires, quote, more boots on the ground. Well, Guard members will help with the Spruce Lake and the Blanket Creek fires near Crater Lake National Park.
Meanwhile, a fire at a lumber mill in Junction City outside of Eugene expected to burn now for several days. The blaze damaged some mill equipment and scorched about 30 acres of land, producing a smoke plume that could be seen for miles. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
The man suspected of ramming his car into a crowd in Charlottesville, Virginia, is scheduled to make his first court appearance today. 20-year-old James Alex Fields Jr. is charged with second-degree murder. He's accused of killing 32-year-old Heather Heyer and injuring at least 19 other counter-protesters at a Unite the Right rally. Well, groups were protesting against plans to remove a Confederate statue from a public park. Fields was photographed wearing the unofficial uniform of a white supremacist group shortly before the apparent car attack.
I hear tires screech. Then I look up and I see people getting thrown in the air. And the only thing I could do was push my fiance out the way.
2 Virginia state troopers also died Saturday when their helicopter crashed. They were monitoring the Charlottesville riots from the air.
In Portland, more than 300 people gathered in front of Portland City Hall yesterday to stand in solidarity with those injured in the Charlottesville protest. That rally was organized by the group called Portland Stands Against Hate.
That I think all of us really need to band together and be able to work together and really figure out how to maneuver this sort of new system that we're living in. And
I'm attending the vigil today because we shouldn't be having vigils. We should be taking direct action against the fact that our town has a deep history of white supremacy that's being ignored.
The group says they will counter-protest a Patriot prayer rally that is scheduled for this September. This was in Seattle yesterday as police and demonstrators clashed during a right-wing rally and counter-demonstration. 3 people were arrested, but there were no reports of serious injuries. It was a shorter ride this year for the annual Providence Bridge Pedal. Cyclists crossed only 7 bridges this year instead of 10. That's because of a police shortage here in Portland. Police say they were only able to free up 33 officers to handle the event instead of the usual 75. Still, about 18,000 people took part in that ride yesterday.
And they got some cooler temperatures for their ride. This was like perfect coasting weather over the weekend.
Oh yeah, just cruising in the bike. Yeah, it was going to be great. It actually was a little wet outside too, so the bicyclists actually had that too. Today it's going to be nice and dry. We're going to have just a superb forecast for our Monday. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s this morning, this afternoon into the 70s. So we warm up about 20 degrees warmer as we get to about 3 to 6 o'clock. Great start. It is a little cloudy out there. Temperatures right around the 50s, some locations in the 40s. Look at this, Newport at 46, Astoria at 51. Likely to see some clouds here through areas of the Columbia. Dry to the east though, nice and sunny, 52 for Pendleton and down towards John Day at 51 degrees. Through the metro this afternoon, we're going to warm up to about 76, 77 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer than that. Clouds are going to be in and out, but it's going to be a nice Monday. So if you have plans outside today or if you're doing that bicycle commute in, really comfortable. 77 for Clackamas and Gresham, topping off at 76 this afternoon. Salmon Creek, you'll be right around 74 degrees and Battleground 74. So I'd say it's a really nice Monday. Some morning clouds, partly cloudy in the afternoon. Exiting area of low pressure brought some precipitation off to the southeast, even a little bit more kind of hanging on there. That will be out of here as we go into the afternoon. A few clouds coming off the Pacific. Overall, though, we'll have a good amount of sunshine. That cooler air is coming out of Canada and through the Gulf of Alaska, so we're actually tapping into that. On the contrary, as we were into last week, we were not seeing any of that cold air from the north. It was actually really warm coming in out of the south. So it's different. We're going to have a different weather pattern as we go into today. Some good news is the wildfire will have some help. The wildfires out there will have a little bit of help. That thunderstorm activity is now diminished. It's out of here, so that's going to be good. We won't be seeing any more active lightning storms. It's going to be cooler, and the wind forecast is a lot better too. So this is going to be a good week for them. to kind of get a grasp on some of those wildfires. 54 degrees this morning. Watch what happens. We have some clouds along the coast. This is at 10:15 this morning and into the afternoon. It's nice and clear. We'll have some sunshine. Temperatures only warming up into the mid-70s to the upper 70s. About the same story as we go into our Tuesday. We'll kick off in the 50s, clear skies tomorrow. Some passing clouds. A really nice day for our Tuesday. So the next couple of days, we're going to pair them all together, and it's going to turn out to be a really nice work week. Check this out. I mean, this is a good-looking forecast. 79 degrees on Wednesday, Thursday at 80, and then we warm up to about 84 degrees on Friday, which looks to be our warmest day this week, and then we kick back down to the 70s. So this is nice Oregon and Washington weather as we go through this week. Carly?
You'll now see several delays out on your commute. I've got the average speed for the slowest one right now, and that's I-5 southbound in from Vancouver, and the average speed is 15 miles per hour. But we're also seeing some slowing inbound on 26 and I-84. So let's check out those latest drive times. And I-5 southbound is 11 minutes from SR 500 to the Fremont Bridge. We have not seen a delay yet before the Glen Jackson Bridge, so 9 minutes there. Now to the drive on 26. Now eastbound is 13 minutes in from Hillsboro, 12 minutes out to Hillsboro. You will hit a little bit of slowing as you approach Sylvan. On I-84 westbound, it's 15 minutes, and that's in from Troutdale, but there's a delay that starts right around I-205, picks up by the time you're at 82nd, so 6 minutes there in from I-205. And on I-205 southbound, it's only 11 minutes through Oregon City, 8 minutes on 217 southbound, still a 17-minute drive between Wilsonville and the Markham Bridge.
Thank you very much, Carly. It is 6:10 and hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. We'll tell you how Guam is getting ready as North Korea keeps ramping up its war rhetoric.
Plus, that tough talk from Pyongyang is about to have some disastrous effects on their economy. We'll explain right after the break.
We're tracking some developing news out of West Africa this morning. What you just heard was an attack by suspected Islamic extremists at a restaurant in Burkina Faso. It's left 18 people dead, at least 18 people. The government says 2 attackers were also killed and that the victims are from a number of countries. And so far, there's been no claim of responsibility for this violence. We'll let you know as we have new details. Also happening this morning, the governor of Guam is telling the island's roughly 160,000 residents not to panic in the midst of a major threat from North Korea.
The North Korean military announced plans to fire 4 missiles into waters near the U.S. territory of Guam. The missiles expected to be ready by mid-August.
And I encourage not only our residents to live business as usual, and whether it's at work or at play.
Even so, the military is handing out informational pamphlets on how to prepare for an imminent missile threat.
And also new this morning, China says it will stop importing North Korean coal, iron ore, fish, and other goods in 3 weeks under United Nations sanctions. The Chinese Customs Agency will stop processing imports at midnight on September 5th. China is the isolated nation's main trading partner.
Back here in our area, work is underway on the Broadway Bridge. It got started last night. Crews are replacing the large steel wheels that help the bridge open for river traffic. Now, this means that the bridge will be down to 1 lane at times, and it'll be closed to all traffic on Wednesday night. Also, the Portland streetcar will be shut down on the east side of the bridge today.
We have seen a lot of bridge work lately, no doubt causing some problems on traffic. We're going to talk to Carly about that in just a second, but first we have Joseph Dames. Great weather as usual, it would appear, and now we have cooler temperatures too.
Yeah, cooler temperatures, which is nice because we had 105, 103 a couple weeks ago, 90s.
You had to remind us.
Yes, yeah, we were finally back to
know.
Some cool. We all felt it. It's going to feel real good this afternoon, though. So if you're doing your morning bike ride, your jog, anything this morning, real comfortable. I want to kick us off with our pet walk forecast at a little after 6:15. We're going to see the morning temperatures in the 50s. A cool cruising if you're going for that morning bike ride or that run with a dog. Coin.com/petwalk. You can send your photos in like this one. This one is Rex. A great portrait there. I think he's coming back from the vet, so probably had maybe not the best time, but he's looking good, and it's a great shot of Rex there. Here's the afternoon temperatures in the mid-70s, 76, and then we're cooling down. This is Mr. Bubbles going for a little park walk or run there. So great shot there. Again, coin.com/petwalk. Send them all in. Definitely enjoy that. Here's Portland right now at 54 up on Mount Hood Meadows. A great shot. Much greener up there at 40 degrees. Love that view of Mount Hood. Skamania at 57. We have 46 coming out of Seaside early this morning with a few clouds. It's 47 for Hillsborough, so you bumped up 2 degrees. Newburgh at 49. Upper 40s to lower 50s for a lot of locations. Forest Grove there at 51, Canby 51, and Westland coming in at 50 degrees. Slightly warmer for PDX in Vancouver and downtown here near the Columbia, as well as Troutdale at 52. It is cooler for Happy Valley and up towards Battleground at 44 degrees. So kind of a chilly start for your Monday. Exiting system off to the southeast, bringing in some clouds and maybe a little bit of precipitation there. We're dry here. We will have some passing clouds coming in off the coast, so expect that, but nothing to really block out the sun as we go into this afternoon. So cooler air is just moving in, and it's going to come from the Pacific Northwest, coming out of Canada and areas of Gulf of Alaska, and that's what's keeping us cool. We're in this trough, which is this dip in the jet stream. The last previous weeks, we've had warm air coming out of the southwest, so definitely a different look as we go into this week. Some good news is we're going to have some help for those wildfires. That thunderstorm activity is now out of here, so that's going to be really nice. We won't have those active lightning storms. It's going to be cooler. Relative humidity is going to be higher, and the wind forecast isn't going to be as breezy, so that's going to be great news. They're going to be able to hopefully tackle and fix some of those wildfires as we go into this week. 54 degrees this morning, temperatures in the mid-50s. Here's the clouds along the coast, sunnier to the east, so if you're east of the coast range today, you'll see some more blue sky. 76 for the Dalles and Government Camp today, topping off right around 60. Tomorrow, just about the same. We'll wake up in the 50s, back into the 70s tomorrow tomorrow afternoon. So we have a nice looking 7-day forecast. I'll take you there right now. We have 79 degrees on Tuesday. Wednesday, a nice sunny day. Look at that, near 80 degrees. Thursday, about the same. Friday is going to be the warmest at 84. So this is just a nice 7-day forecast. And then we're back into the upper 70s come Saturday and Sunday. So overall, the next 7 days, not much to really talk about. No rain in the forecast. I'll be talking about the eclipse forecast coming up in just a little bit. Carly?
It's 6:18. I've got a commute here that slows in several spots, so I'm going to update you on the latest drive times. But I-84 is one of those spots where you'll see some rush hour slowing from I-205 to just after 82nd. You can see the slowdown here. It picks up shortly after that. Well, on 26, it's a 10-minute commute, and that's it from 217. Expect slowing from Sylvan down the hill to I-405. Look at I-5 northbound. It hasn't slowed, so it's only 17 minutes there from Wilsonville to the Markham Bridge. Over on I-84, there is some congestion, mainly from I-205 to 82nd. Looks like we're starting to see a little bit more form here around Providence as you make your way in. So 7 minutes, 11 minutes on I-5 southbound between SR 500 and the Fremont Bridge. Of course, it's all heavy there in Vancouver between SR 500 and the Interstate Bridge.
Thank you, Carly. 19 minutes after 6 o'clock. You're watching KOIN 6 News, watching out for you.
Some more exclusive HBO programming has been leaked onto the internet by hackers. We'll have the latest details coming up in a live report from the New York Stock Exchange.
Welcome back at 6:23, and a horror prequel was the top earner at the box office this weekend.
Thousands of people went to check out Annabelle Creation.
The doll. The devil. Annabelle. After Samuel and I.
Well, Annabelle Creation raked in an estimated $35 million in ticket sales. It's a big boost for the struggling movie industry. Movie ticket sales in North America are running roughly $500 million behind last summer's box office. It's about 12%. Critics say that it may be a lasting trend, too, because of social media, which helps spread the word about bad movies.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There doesn't seem to have been as many good movies as there have been.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
kind
past.
of a down summer. There's a few, but not like giant Hollywood blockbusters, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is time for your CBS Money Watch now.
Roxana Sabiri joins us live from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Good morning, Roxana.
Good morning, Ken and Trevor. Investors are hoping to keep up the momentum after snapping out of last week's slump amid worries about North Korea. On Friday, the Dow closed up 14 points. The Nasdaq added 39. Hackers have released more upcoming HBO shows, but nothing from Game of Thrones. Several leaked episodes are from the upcoming season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which debuts in October. Episodes of Insecure and Ballers were also leaked. HBO says it is not in communication with the hackers. And a recent study by Harvard Medical School and UCLA suggests that nearly 1 in 5 workers say they work in a hostile or threatening atmosphere. That can include sexual harassment and bullying. Workers who deal with customers experience a disproportionate amount of abuse. Ken and Trevor.
Not necessarily surprising with the customers. There's a lot of angry people out there for sure.
Yeah, but why are they so angry?
I don't know. One thing that might cheer them up, Roxana, we hear Taco Bell has added an item to its menu that is listed as explosive. What can you tell us about this?
Yes, it is called the Firecracker Burrito. The restaurant is reportedly testing the new item in a handful of California locations. It's made with rice, nacho cheese, sour cream beef, and tortilla strips. You can also sprinkle on optional spicy crystals, much like Pop Rocks, if you guys remember that candy. The Chipotle flavored candy adds extra bite and texture for the adventurous. Ken and Trevor.
Yeah, they might want to come up with another description other than explosive, because I think of something else explosive when I think about Taco Bell.
I know.
That's another matter.
I am totally with you.
All right. Thanks, Roxana.
All right, it's 6:25. You're watching Coin 6 News, watching out for you.
And I guess it's just they're trying to cover their behind as well as, make sure that hopefully nobody gets hurt.
And 1 week to go, and thousands of Amazon customers could be left in the dark when it comes to protecting their eyesight during the eclipse. We've got a very important recall alert for you right after the break.
And cracking down on the black market. Find out what the feds want to do about a side effect of legal marijuana here in our area.
KOIN 6 News This Morning starts right now.
Thanks for sticking with us on this Monday morning. We are 1 minute away from 6:30 here. You're taking a live look at the Columbia River Gorge, a gorgeous sunrise. So watch it come up over the hills there. Great start to the morning after a little bit of rain for the first time in quite a while, Ken.
Yeah, and let's toss it right over to Joseph Dames. He's going to let us know if any more of that rain is going to be coming. I think I already know what your answer is going to be.
Yeah, quick no. We're not going to see any more rain as we go at least into today and likely through the week. We had a 57-day stretch of precipitation that came all to an end yesterday, but I've heard from a lot of people that they really enjoyed some of that rain. It kind of felt like an Oregon day. Today we're going to be warming up into only the mid-70s, a pretty comfortable afternoon. A little chilly this morning, 50s and 40s for a couple locations. We do have some clouds that are passing on through, so it's going to be partly cloudy to maybe even mostly cloudy for some locations. But again, we'll have sunshine this afternoon, temperatures topping off right around 76 degrees. Later on this week, it will warm up just a bit, but we are expecting some dry weather. I'll have a look at your well, at least a little glimpse of the eclipse forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Carly, how's the morning commute this morning?
The morning commute is slowing in the usual spots. So right now at 6:30, you can expect those delays out there on I-5, 26, and I-84. Those are the main three slowdowns here. So I-5 southbound is 13 minutes, and that's, of course, is from SR 500 to the Fremont Bridge. 8 minutes on I-84 westbound. 26 is 11 minutes there, and from 217. But it's still quiet on I-205 southbound as you approach the Abernathy Bridge, and then 7 minutes on 217 southbound. Northbound looks just as nice, and 16 minutes on I-5 northbound from Wilsonville to the Markham Bridge. Eventually we'll see some slowing around Nyberg.
Thank you, Carly. We are keeping our eye on the eclipse. It's only 1 week away now.
And with only days to go, Amazon now recalling thousands of eclipse viewing glasses could create huge problems if people don't get those exchanged. So Brent Weisberg joins us now live with the details of this recall. Brent, what do they need to know?
Gentlemen, good morning to you. It's so important that you never look directly into the sun, and it's especially true during the eclipse. You should always make sure that your eyes are protected. That is why this latest recall from Amazon is having a lot of people scrambling right now. Over the weekend, Amazon sent out a notice to hundreds of people telling them that the glasses that they may have purchased for the solar eclipse may not be safe. People who purchase the glasses or solar filters, they are receiving a full refund from Amazon. The recall put one more layer of stress onto people looking forward to watching the eclipse. Now, many of those people have to race to get the correct glasses and camera filters. We talked to one woman who lives here in Oregon who got a pair of the recalled glasses.
I never would have expected it, and then 9 days before, when you don't have enough time to really do the research and find something that's going to work, although I have heard that retailers around here have them.
Well, real quickly, we are in Southwest Portland talking also about the traffic delays that are expected next week, exactly 1 week from today. You can read more on that on KOIN.com. Also, if you do have questions about the glasses that you are expected to have, you should go to our website as well, KOIN.com, because we have a list of the verified vendors. If you also are in the Portland metro area, you can stop down and call OMSI too. They, of course, are the experts on all things when it comes to solar eclipses. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Brent. Yeah, last week talked to a couple guys who looked into the sun for an eclipse back in the 60s. They suffered permanent eye damage that they're still dealing with. Hopefully everyone can get those glasses in exchange. Appreciate it.
Well, the man accused of ramming his car into a crowd of protesters on Saturday in Virginia will have his first court appearance today. 20-year-old James Alex Fields Jr. is accused of killing 32-year-old Heather Heyer and injuring at least 19 other counter-protesters at a Unite the Right rally. Fields lives in Ohio and told his mother he would be attending the event in Charlottesville, Virginia. She says she told him to be careful before he left.
I just knew he was going to a rally. I mean, you know, I try to stay out of his political views. We don't, you know, I don't really get too involved. I moved him out to his own.
Federal investigators have opened a civil rights investigation. 2 Virginia state troopers also died Saturday when their helicopter crashed while they were monitoring the demonstrations. They were there for the Charlottesville riots, and they were looking at it from the air.
Well, pressure is mounting from both political parties for President Donald Trump to explicitly condemn white supremacists and hate groups. The president initially responded by blaming bigotry on, quote, many sides. The White House issued a more specific statement yesterday, but not in President Trump's name. Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence called out specific groups during a trip in South America.
We have no tolerance for hate and violence from white supremacists, neo-Nazis, or the KKK. These dangerous fringe groups have no place in American public life and in the American debate, and we condemn them in the strongest possible terms.
Well, the Vice President says the administration condemns the attack in the strongest possible terms.
Buffalo Wild Wings is apologizing for the way their staff handled a man exposing himself to a woman at the bar. The woman says she was out with friends Friday night at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Hillsboro when she noticed a man touching himself and staring at her. She says it happened several times throughout the night.
I made eye contact and he had a very creepy stare, and I noticed his hand and had himself completely exposed sitting at the bar stool looking at me.
She did file a police report, and 35-year-old John Wrigley was arrested yesterday morning. The woman says she told the bartender what happened, and he laughed about it. She says she contacted Buffalo Wild Wings, and they did apologize for the way the staff handled that situation.
Well, the Justice Department is putting more pressure on states like Oregon and Washington, where marijuana is legal. Officials within the Justice Department say overproduction means extra pot is being shipped to the black markets in other states. So they're urging for a more aggressive approach. Now, currently in Oregon, all marijuana grown for sale in the legal market must be tracked from seed to store by the Oregon Liquor Control Commission, which regulates recreational marijuana. Washington State, meanwhile, is replacing its current tracking system with a better one.
Meanwhile, marijuana shop owners say they're seeing a big boost in sales ahead of the Eclipse. Stores across the state say they are busy and they expect bigger crowds throughout the week. They say they are stocking up as much as they can to meet the demand.
We've had guys out around the state compiling product and purchasing product to make sure that we have enough of the different products available for people and that we don't run out.
The owner of one store in Eastern Oregon says he expects the day of the eclipse to be busier than 420, which is the unofficial marijuana holiday.
That would be quite a sight to see. At 6:36, we're recapping the morning's top stories on the other side of the break, including the latest on some wildfires here in Oregon.
Plus, public art doesn't just belong to big cities. We'll show you how Lake Oswego is cultivating creativity and making public art a big part of where we live.
Well, 1 week away from the solar eclipse, so we're going to have a glimpse at that forecast, what we might see come a week from today for that forecast.
Well, stay tuned. If you're headed out the door, I'll have the latest drive times coming up, including any problems.
Most of the cocaine sold and used in the United States comes from right here in Colombia. And after years of decline, this nation's coca crop is at a record high. Coming up on CBS This Morning, we'll show you what's being done to combat this growing problem.
car into a crowd of counter-protesters at a white nationalist rally is due in court today. Police say 20-year-old James Fields hit and killed a 32-year-old woman at this protest in Charlottesville, Virginia on Saturday. 19 other people were hurt in what is being called a terror attack.
There has been no change in security threat levels.
So, with the echoing sentiment that we are safe.
Today, the governor of Guam once again reassured the people living on the island that they are safe. This comes as North Korea is planning to launch missiles near the island territory. Now, currently, military figures of the communist nation say that they are building a plan to fire 4 missiles into the waters surrounding Guam. Well, back here at home, Oregon Governor Kate Brown is sending 125 National Guard troops to help fight wildfires ahead of the eclipse. The Nina Springs fire is burning in Warm Springs. It's now burning more than 40,000 acres. It's already destroyed at least 1 home. And the Whitewater fire in the Mount Jefferson Wilderness has grown to 6,500 acres. And trails and campgrounds in the area are still closed. And there's also a campfire ban in the Willamette National Forest.
Over the weekend, Lake Oswego unveiled 15 new pieces of major public art. Now, every 2 years, nearly half of Lake Oswego's public sculptures are replaced by new ones, and that puts art on nearly every corner. It makes downtown Lake O a unique part of where we live. It's called Gallery Without Walls. More than 70 public sculptures all over downtown Lake Oswego. About 40 are permanent, but 30 are rotated out and replaced every 2 years.
This one is called Adam, Let's Go for a Bite.
This new sculpture, created by Ed Humphreys of Walla Walla, is a take on the story of Adam and Eve being tempted by the snake. It's provocative. That's the point.
But basically every corner that you drive around here, there's a piece of public sculpture that you can interact with.
Nicole Nathan is executive director of the Arts Council of Lake Oswego. They look for art that's different.
This is stone, and it's just a really lovely piece.
About half the pieces are done by artists from the Northwest, including this wood piece called Poof by Hillary Pfeiffer of Portland. It's inspired by camping with her family as a kid.
I think that anything that can build community, and that's one way, is to be aware of local artists. I think that's a wonderful thing.
We were there when Portland artist Stashu Smaka had his sculpture installed, called The Big Maybe, a set of interlocking letters that spell yes or no, depending on the angle. The lady who lives near it liked the sculpture that was there before. Well, what if you like the one that they're getting ready to put in now?
Well, I'll have to wait and see what it is.
The reaction, whatever it is what makes Gallery Without Walls work.
We're able to have these great new pieces that the public can enjoy and be able to see all throughout the year.
Well, the Arts Council of Lake Oswego does do walking tours if you're interested in being hosted while you're watching the art. The rotating works of art are for sale after their 2-year showings, and you can get all that information on our website, coin.com.
Did you have a favorite piece, Ken?
Not necessarily, because there are so many of them. As I said, there are 70 pieces of art, and they're big pieces of art, too. I mean, big sculptures. So there were several that I really liked. I thought the Adam and Eve, the snake thing was provocative, though.
Yes.
that was kind of interesting.
Ken loves provocative art.
Yes.
A well-documented fact. All right, let's get a check. We're going to get to your weather in just a minute, but Carly, you've had kind of a busy Monday morning. Is it typical?
It has been busy. No, you know, it's not typical because usually Mondays are pretty quiet, everyone getting back to work. Thankfully, a lot of what we have been dealing with has cleared. We had an earlier car fire, several accidents, a car into a pole. Well, now we're mainly dealing with slowing. And there is one other issue, and that is a power line down on Lombard at about 10th. So watch out for that, and crews are out there blocking the roadway, so definitely plan a way around it. I-5 southbound is 14 minutes, and that's from SR 500 to the Fremont Bridge. We're seeing delays now, not only in Vancouver, but through North Portland. Once you hit Delta Park, watch out for some brake lights after that. I-205 southbound is 9 minutes. Hasn't slowed at all there for the drive-in from Vancouver. 12 minutes on I-205 southbound from Highway 224 to I-5. This is the drive on 217, which actually looks great. Southbound is 8 minutes. 217 northbound's moving nonstop up to 26. Then you get to 26, and look, it's heavy on the way in. So there's some slowing there, and you'll see the drive time right here. 14 minutes from Highway 217 to I-405. On I-5 northbound, it's only 16 minutes. So still, it's looking great there on I-5 northbound from Wilsonville to the Markham Bridge. And finally, I-84 has some slowing Mainly there from I-205 to 82nd. It's 8 minutes in from I-205. Joseph?
Well, we had some rain yesterday that made some of the roads a little slick, so we won't be dealing with that this morning, but our 57-day dry stretch all came to a conclusion yesterday after we had a little bit of precipitation, just under 1/10 of an inch for Portland. So that marked us at number 3 all time, at least since we've been keeping record, about 1940. 2017, right here. We started that off. June 16th was the previous time we had precipitation, all the way till yesterday. So that was quite the gap. We didn't reach the record number 1 slot, which was 71 degrees, but that's still quite the impressive stretch there. No rain this morning. It is dry. We'll have some clouds out there. Temperatures in the 40s. So it is a little chilly. Some cooler air has arrived behind this system, and we're sitting right in it. It's 48 degrees for Forest Grove and Hillsborough at 47. Tiger, good morning, 48. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Temperatures right now in the lower 50s to the upper 40s. Slightly warmer for PDX in downtown Vancouver at 54, likely to drop maybe a degree or two. Milwaukee at 46 and Happy Valley at 48, so definitely maybe a chillier start for a couple locations. Warming up to the 60s this afternoon for the coast. If you have plans to maybe head off to the coast, you'll get some clouds this morning, especially Astoria down to likely Tillamook, but the further south you go, likely the clearer sky that you'll have this afternoon. Temperatures in the mid-70s, 77 for Salem as well as McMinnville, lower 80s for Bend and Madras, and Pendleton only topping off near 80 degrees today. The Gorge is going to have a wonderful day as far as hiking weather goes, so if you can get out there, enjoy some of those hikes. 81 for the Dalles and Government Camp today, topping off right around 62 degrees. We had some rain and precipitation off to the southeast, an area of low pressure exiting the state, so just about all of us will see some sunshine today. Bend's looking pretty good up towards Warm Springs there. We do have some clouds that are passing through or kind of approaching the coast, and they're going to slide right through the Willamette Valley, so I do expect us to be partly cloudy this morning. Likely see some sunshine, though, this afternoon. The cooler air is arriving from the Pacific Northwest areas of the Gulf Alaska area and into Canada, so that's what's keeping us cool. Last week, we were kind of getting that warm air up from the south. So the solar eclipse is 1 week from today. Last one, 1979. We won't see another one until 2108, so everyone's going to be out there. It's going to be a very busy time. Here's what we usually see. This is our forecast normals. The coast could sometimes get some clouds for the morning, which is pretty typical. So the best spot still in the forecast is likely at Madras in central Oregon with temperatures in the 60s. So here's our look at it. We are starting to see some of the weather models go out to a week from today, and this is what a couple of them are saying. It's going to be partly cloudy in the morning for the coast, so it's that could go either way. Temperatures right around the mid-50s. Partly cloudy for the valley too, even areas like Salem a little clearer if you're going to the north. And it looks like it's going to be mostly clear still for Madras, so that's a good sign because last week there were some days there where we're saying that we might see some rain, and as of right now it looks like it's dry. That will change as we go through the week. I'll have updates right here. We'll have updates at Coin 6 News. 50s for the morning. Here's the clouds kind of coming in off the coast. They'll be here through the afternoon, but we'll have a good amount of sunshine. Temperatures topping off in the mid-70s today. Your 7-day forecast is looking really nice. Tuesday and Wednesday in the upper 70s to 80 degrees, so that's just perfect, right around our average. The warmest day is going to be at 84 degrees for our Friday, and that's it. That's all we're going to muster this week. 78 on Saturday and 79 on Sunday, so if you have anything outdoors, summer camps with the kids still, it's going to be a great 7-day forecast. Temperatures mainly in the 70s.
A great forecast indeed. Thanks a lot, Joseph. Well, if you're on Instagram, you should know that the pictures can sometimes be deceiving. A lot of times they pose as normal posts when they're actually ads.
This is part of a growing trend of what's being called social media influencers. This can include people posting pictures of food, as restaurants will pay some people to post their meals, hoping to drive customers to their business. Gil Isle is founder of Hyper Brands, which runs a search engine for companies looking for the right influencer to sell their products.
It's a basic rule of marketing, right? The better you target, the more targeted your audience is, the better the outcome is likely to be. Let's say we're targeting an older...
Well, he says this new form of advertising is especially popular in the fashion, beauty, and leisure industries. Influencers are supposed to identify paid posts as ads, but as many as 90% of them do not do that. Well, tonight, CBSN On Assignment is taking an exclusive look inside Instagram, where a lot of these influencers are making big money. You will see that special report only right here on Coin 6. That's tonight at 10 o'clock.
We joke around here. A lot about like exclusives.
That's
this
right.
exclusive interview or that exclusive interview. Well, you know, it's not really an exclusive interview. We're just doing a TV show here. I have an announcement right now of an actual exclusive interview.
Wow.
That we're going to have Monday. Everybody wants this fella, right? Everybody wants him. Nobody got him but us. On Monday, I will be sitting down right here talking for the first time since he left the White House. Anthony Scaramucci will be sitting right there. The Mooch!
Better now?
Well, this is going to be a big night on The Late Show as Anthony Scaramucci joined Stephen Colbert for an interview. Scaramucci was recently fired as communications director for the Trump administration after only 10 days on the job. And it included a vulgar tirade directed towards a journalist with The New Yorker. You'll be able to see the full interview tonight on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. That's right here on KOIN 6 after KOIN 6 News at 11.
Well, a lot of people this morning are talking about Seahawks defender Michael Bennett. He remained seated during the national anthem before the game against the Chargers last night. And also former Seahawk Marshawn Lynch did the same thing before the Raiders game on Saturday. Well, Bennett says that he hopes to encourage people to push for positive changes in their communities. And he says he plans to continue his silent protest. For more on how the Seahawks game actually went, here's Stan Brock.
Very good morning to you. The Seattle Seahawks, they took on the Los Angeles Chargers last night in the week's final preseason game. Now, I know it's early, but man, did that team look good. There's no doubt who the starting quarterback is on this team. Russell Wilson getting to play the first series tonight. Wilson, he looked sharp, completing his first 3 passes. And then more importantly, Wilson showed no lingering signs of the injuries that slowed him down last season. He led the Seahawks to a field goal on their opening possession. Then check out this catch by Paul Richardson. He'll stretch out and he'll haul it in. You think that he cares that this is a preseason game? Now, how about the defense? Terrence Garvin, he picks off the tip pass, and no one will stop him. Garvin, he takes it all the way in for the score, and then you got the backup quarterback, Trayvon Boykin, who had a great night last night. Boykin, he goes 12 of 15 for 189 yards and a touchdown. He ran for 31 yards and another score. The Seahawks would win big, 48-17. And don't forget to join us for Game On. We'll break down all your big sports stories. That's Game On, Sunday at 11:35, following the KOIN 6 News at 11. That's your sports this morning. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Well, before we go to the break, I want to show you some fun in the water in Moscow for the Red Bull Flugtag competition. Contestants make aircrafts. The goal is for them to fly, but most just flop into the river below. Teams are judged on how far it flies, creativity, and the artistry behind the design, as well as their on-stage performances. The Red Bull Flugtag started in Vienna in 1991. We'll be right back.
Well, after a little bit of rain yesterday, we dry right back up. Monday, today, we'll be topping off right around 76 degrees. A few clouds this morning. We should have some sunshine this afternoon. 79 on Tuesday, 79 on Wednesday. Great forecast through the week. 84 degrees on Friday, and then we're back down into the 70s. So the next 7 days looks nice and comfortable. No 90s, no 100s. We're just sitting right there in that sweet spot. The next couple of days are going to be really enjoyable for outdoor conditions and weather. So not bad.
Take a look at the Portland metro area. We've got some slowing out there in the usual spots. I-5 southbound 18 minutes for the Vancouver Drive. I-84 westbound 9. 15 minutes on 26 eastbound. That's pretty heavy already. And from 217. I-205 southbound is 13 minutes. That's from Highway 224 to I-5. 9 minutes on 217 southbound. But still clear in from Wilsonville.
And don't go anywhere. CBS This Morning coming up at the top of the hour with more on the latest developments out of Charlottesville, Virginia. We'll see you back here at noon.
Have a good day.